morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Saila from Kashmir Classic. As you all know, today is International Women's Day and it is celebrated every year on March 8th. The theme for International Women's Day 2022 is Gender Equality Today for Sustainable Tomorrow. To celebrate the success and achievement of women all over the world, I am here with one such woman who has inspired many and is currently designated on the position of General Manager, District Industries Center, Srinagar. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. You have provided me an opportunity to speak on this valuable day. I once again thank you and welcome you here.
Why do you think it is important to celebrate Women's Day?
I do have a different opinion with respect to celebrations of International Women's Day. There had been a reason behind it. Why should we celebrate internationally a Women's Day? And have you ever seen that there had been ever since an international day for men has been celebrated? No, it is not there. And this indicates that during the past there had been oppressions and inequalities with the woman. And it is during 1908 that about 15,000 women, there had been a critical debate by the working ladies on the oppression and inequality of the woman, and 15,000 women gathered in New York, and they were demanding their shorter hours, better salaries, and right to vote. And since then it became important to celebrate the International Women's Day. And in Australia, in Denmark, in Germany, and in Switzerland, in 1911, the first International Women's Day was celebrated. And in US, the first International Women's Day was celebrated during 1975. But you must have been knowing about the Russian Revolution. Once the woman carried a strike, big strike, and that strike carried on for 4 days. And the first day of that strike was the 8th March. And then it was amicably decided that 8th March would be globally accepted, and 8th March should be celebrated as the International Women's Day. It has since then become important because of the disparity the women feel, the bias the women feel, the inequality the women feel. It has then become important to celebrate the International Women's Day.
Do women face inequalities in our country, and what are they?
Yes, of course. If this should not have been there, inequality should not have been there, then the National Women's Day during Feb every year would not have come into existence. Probably it is the birthday of Sarojini Naidu ji, the day which we celebrate the National Women's Day. Inequality in the terms of sexual assaults, inequality in the terms of domestic violence, they are there. In the recent past, the data is with respect to 2020s that the crime due to domestic violence and such rape cases, etc., it was 3,70,000 during 2020, and it has increased to approximately 3,71,000 during 2021. Once it is existing there, and then it becomes mandatory that these things have come into existence. We have to sensitize our society. We have to sensitize the whole nation as well as the whole world that this should not happen with the woman. And we celebrate the things with respect to those women who have shattered the shackles of such a society and have risen like stars nowadays.
Ma'am, have you personally faced barriers in your career due to being a woman?
Being a woman, if I would have faced the careers, then I would not have been on such posting, and I would not have been deliberating the things with respect to my posting and all that. Once the barrier comes into existence, and you must be thinking that how they are managing the household affairs, how they are managing their kids, etc. And in this regard, I may say that once a man leaves his home for some assignment with either in a corporate sector or in a private or government sector, whatsoever it is, uh, he is given the moral support as well as the physical support by his family members, whether his wife, whether his mother, particularly the female folk at his home, that he is provided the opportunity to work outside once the household affairs are taken over by the other personalities at home. Same is the case with women. Once we are provided the opportunity to explore our talents, we should be given the support at our house to tackle our household affairs and to tackle our kids as well. And once a child becomes a barrier for we people, then then there would be quite impossible to deliver and deliberate on our assignments, on our performances to extraordinarily or to a very good or satisfactory level. We carry them extraordinarily then only and only then when such a barrier, which can be a barrier as a woman for we people, that is taken over and supported by our other family members who in every case make it possible for us to explore our talent.
Ma'am, why do we need more women in the leadership?
Yeah. Leadership is not that thing that suppose there is a session and somebody is so vocal and he thinks that I am the leader and I am taking the session and I am dominating the session by being a vocal personality in that session. No, when something is being discussed and something is missing in the discussion, who fulfills the lacuna in that discussion and in that session, that becomes the leader. And it is quite mandatory nowadays that the more and more women should come into the leadership, because women do have a lot of intelligence, women do have a lot of patience with them, women do have a lot of caliber with them, women are very powerful and strong. Once a woman is mother, she is a born leader, and once a woman commands at her home, once she commands his kids, maybe at her home, yeah, once she is working outside her home at any department and she delivers well there and she has proven the strength there, and in the patriarchal society like that of ours, it has now become mandatory that women should come forward and women should take the role of leadership, so that the issues with respect to women may be exposed in the upper houses.
How can we encourage more women to pursue their careers?
It is not like the olden days once we were into our schools and our colleges, that nobody was was guiding us that this can be a better career for you, and that can suit your intelligence, and that can suit you, this can suit your hard work and all that. Now the things are quite different in the sense now there is electronic and print media is there, and there is social media, and now the awareness programs are also conducted by whosoever go at the helm of awareness. They conduct the awareness programs. Once I did my KS and we conducted so many programs and motivated the youth to pursue these administrative services, maybe at the national level or the state level, and that proved. And mashallah, and now you have seen so many ladies coming into the services, and so many youth coming into the UPSC, qualifying the UPSC exams with good ranks and all that. and this keeps on going. And now the even you can have a second class, third class, fifth class primary student and who thinks that I must go for this line of activity, I must go for this line of activity. This activity having a good scope in future, and that activity is not having a good scope in future. That is there. People are now aware. People are now conscious about their careers. Supposedly, I do have one of my daughters, and she has told me right now, okay, she's right now with the medical subjects, and she has told me, I want to take after 12th, I will go for law, and that is her interest, and she has felt that the scope in law can give her in future the empowerment what she likes in the heart of hearts. And similarly, I have seen so many kids at the primary levels, and they are conscious about their careers in the future. Now it is not like that, okay, people are not aware, and still then administrative levels, at the administrative levels in all the districts, almost in all the districts I have seen, so many programs are conducted to aware the youth in the colleges, in the universities, in at the school levels, for counseling them about the better careers in the future.
Ma'am has just mentioned about law. There are women law in our country, but do you feel that they need to be strengthened more?
That is there. That is there. With respect to law, I may tell you one thing, that there is Domestic Violence Act, that is a sensitive act, and most of the sections there speak that if a man troubles a woman by giving her some mental trouble even, and there he may be penalized, and even he may be jailed with respect to that. But the question is how much the woman can come forward, and it is with the little girl, the Kutwa rape case, you must be remembering Asifa rape case, that
Yes.
the woman advocates come forward, and they were very strongly, they were taking up the suit to the higher courts and all that. And this is the need of the hour, that women should come forward, and the law needs to be strengthened a lot, and women should come forward, that they shouldn't be in such an oppression and depression that they can't speak before the law. And once they learn to speak, I hope there will be a great change.
Change is necessary. But what is the greatest challenge according to you being a woman?
It may differ with the perspective of different women into different jobs. And for me, the greatest challenge for a woman when she is a working lady, greatest challenge for her becomes her kids. For me, it is my opinion. There is, I have one experience with me. Suppose you have a female kid at your home. It was a quote said by somebody that isn't it that once we leave our duties and all that to take over our household affairs, we hire a maid. Isn't it that you are empowering yourself and you are enslaving the other? But a challenge becomes then that once you are having a female kid at your home and you have hired a servant for your household affairs, can you hand over a female kid to the servant for taking the care of your female baby at the time once you are into a government service and all that? And this becomes a greater challenge sometimes to tackle the matters of your kids. For me, this has become a challenge for me sometimes. Alhamdulillah, however, I manage it very tactfully, but this is often on becoming a challenge.
How can we create a conducive environment for women at home?
It depends upon the mental setup of both the females as well as the males. Once a male can understand that really a female is an individual, and once a female can understand her individuality, that her existence, and once she can have the courage to speak, that I do exist as an individual, I am a human being, then a conducive environment will prevail automatically. I hope so.
If you could have dinner with two inspirational women, who would they be?
Yes, that's a nice question. This is a nice question you have asked me, and one, if Mother Teresa would have been alive, I would have been like to have a dinner with her. And the other is the Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern. Yes, I would have liked to have my dinner with her. I may like to name one more, and that is from our own nation, that is Dr. Kiran Bedi.
If you have an opportunity to switch your life to a role model, who would it be?
Obviously, it would be Hazrat Fatima for me, obviously.
As a woman, we don't ask for enough. Why? Is it correct?
As a woman, we don't ask for ourselves.
Yes.
You mean that? No, I ask a lot for myself. I don't believe in it. Women ask a lot for themselves now. That is why the days like International Women's Day and like National Women's Day has come into existence. That we can ask ourselves a lot, and we can put forth our opinions and expressions, whatever we have in our hearts. It is for that. And now the acts lies with us. We can express and we can ask a lot for ourselves.
Nowadays हम देखते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉनिक हो, प्रिंट मीडिया हो, हर जगह एक ही अभियान ज़्यादा जोर पकड़ रहा है. वो है हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी ने जो बेटी बचाओ पे बेटी पढ़ाओ का मिशन है वो ज़ोरों शोरों से चल रहा है. उस पे मैम आप क्या मैसेज देना चाहेंगे?
ये जो स्कीम हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर जी ने लॉन्च की है, ये बहुत एफिशिएंट स्कीम है. जो भी डाटा जाता है ना गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को थ्रू द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एजुकेशन एंड ऑल दैट, जब हम लिटरेसी रेट देखते हैं, अगर हम कश्मीर की ही बात करें, इट इज़ 68%. एंड अगर हम इंडिया की बात करेंगे, it is general literacy rate, it is 84.70%. and India, all over India जो females की literacy rate है, it is 70.30%. and हमारे कश्मीर की जो है, it is below the national level 68%. और ये इस चीज़ पर भी है कि जो prior to birth sex determination होती थी बेटी की, तो फिर बेटी को ज़ाया ही करते थे. तो उस चीज़ को लेके और लिटरेसी रेट को लेके वुमन को एम्पावर करने के लिए, वुमन को का टैलेंट एक्सपोज करने के लिए, इस चीज़ को के लिए हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी जी ने ये ऑनरेबल मोदी जी ने ये स्कीम लॉन्च की है. और इस पर काफ़ी काम भी हो रहा है. यहाँ भी कश्मीर में भी हो रहा है और ऑल ओवर द नेशन भी हो रहा है. और ये जो मैं यहाँ कहना चाहूँगी, एक चीज़ मुझे पसंद है, एक का बड़े लोगों की बड़ी बातें होती हैं. इट इज़ विलियम गोल्डिंग. विलियम गोल्डिंग की एक बात, एक कोट मुझे बहुत ये इट फेवर्ड मी. वो अपनी बात में कहते हैं कि इट इज़ फुलिश फॉर वुमन व्हेन दे डिमांड दैट गिव अस इक्वलिटी to that of men, because they are far and far superior to men, and this is proven that they are far and far superior to men. Once we compare a son and a mother, tell me who is superior there?
A mother.
A mother is superior almost there, and that is there, that once a female is a mother and she is superior to all. Once a female is a housemaker, she is superior there. She is in her house a leader there. And therefore these schemes came into existence once the operation is taken into consideration, the crime is taken into consideration, once the domestic violence is taken into consideration, and these schemes then came into existence. and इस स्कीम पर हमारे यहाँ बहुत काम हो रहा है. यहाँ पर भी कश्मीर में भी बहुत काम हो रहा है, और नेशनल लेवल पर भी बहुत काम हो रहा है.
Ma'am, what is your Women's Day message?
My Women's Day message is for the men, that please and please take care of a few things. One, please to break the bias. Second, to imagine a gender equal world, please. To imagine a world free of bias, stereotypes, and discrimination, please. Imagine a world that is diverse, that is equitable, and that is inclusive. To imagine a world where difference is valued and celebrated. Together, we can forge women's equality. Collectively, we can call break the bias.
Ma'am, when dito tui kashir pait kashir koren khatra kya message?
Kashir koren khatra chi message ki me won tohi अंग्रेजी पठन ti ki me sa chu panun role model manimus Hazrat Fatima radiyallahu ta'ala anha. तो यम कश्र कोर सान ति गस पनी रोल मॉडल तम मानन यम सातन तिमन तिम रोल मॉडल मानन यम हसा हेकन यम कश्र कोर सान वंडर्स करित ठीक छा तो कश्र बायन तो मर्द बायन खतर छ मेन मैसेज कि कोर छ जनतच हूर कोर हंस बशारत छ ऐसे रसूल करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम दिसमस कि अगर ज कोर आसन पत त्रेम कोर आसि यशु सिद सुद जनतच बशारत तो अकिस गरस मज यम सातन कोर छ आसान सु छ पज किन तेम गर खतर अख हूर आसान तत गरस मज पज किन हकीकतन छ सु गर फलान तो फूलान म सोचू कि कोर छ बेक सुंद गर गसुन तो अमिस दिमानो एजुकेशन म सोचू तो कोर छ बेस गरस मज गसुन अमिस पे करो न इस खर्च यह तुहद अवलाद यह तुहद जिगर यम सातन यह बेस गरस मज गस तुहदिस गरस मज छना ब्या बची आमस या तो तुहज खानदारी बनित या तो तुहज नोश बनित यह सिस्टम अख यह रसम अख अत पे अगर यह सोचो कि कोरन पे करो न खर्च अमिस बेस गरस मज गु तेल वारिया गुनाहगार मेन मैसेज यह कि कोरन दियो पन इंडिविजुअलिटी कोरन दियो पन टैलेंट एक्सप्लोर कर कोरन दियो पन एजुकेशन हासिल कर कोर वारिया ज्यादा लड़कन हिंद खोत मेहनती कोर ज्यादा वफादार ते पन्निस वलिस मज आसान मेन मैसेज कि कोरन सतन गोस नु दुगन्यार बर्ताव युन की
Thanks for watching our channel. Do subscribe our Facebook channel as well as YouTube channel, namely Kashmir Classic.